So 2 or 3 things are going to happen today in this video, coming to you on a Saturday. Becky's going to cut back the wisteria, as she's been threatening to do for weeks. Hey? Hackett, apparently. So in order for us to both be in shot, I've decided to have a go at the inside of this courtyard wall and get the render off that, see how easy that comes off. Because ultimately half of the wall is going to come down eventually, the half where the washing machine is, because it's been built in the modern kind of block and is horrible, and the other half is stone. So we're going to take the render off that, see what that looks like. The dogs are floating about, a few things going on, so probably a little bit more interesting than just watching me chip render. So see how we get on. Just a quick word about this wall. Unfortunately it's a later render, it's like a cement render, it's really hard. It's going to be an absolute pain to get off. So if it looks like it's taking forever, that's because it is. Hello. Oh, beer.
How are you doing? Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh, just.
I'll feed.
Oh, cheers.
Cheers. So we've got a lot of this wall done today. We've had a good day outside. Becky's been doing the wisteria and got most of it chopped back. So there's a couple of little awkward bits for me to get up and do tomorrow. Another opportunity for me to break my neck. But yeah, I think this wall's going to turn out nice. Obviously it looks a lot better than the render, so yeah. But I'll keep chipping away, if you pardon the pun. You know, it's just something we've done today, so we could, you know, we could all do something in the same area, so that's been nice. Wrap it up for today. Saturday night, early beer. Sit outside with the dogs for half an hour until it gets dark, and then, you know, a few hours in front of the telly with a fire on. So, you know, you think of worse things. And just wanted to bring your attention to how green that tree looks on camera. Looks great. See it now. Come on, darling. Come on. Good girl. Hey, come on. Hey, up. Hey, okay. Hey. So I'm going to carry on today, just have another hour or so on this wall. I've just had a couple of hours cleaning up the courtyard from yesterday when we were doing the wisteria and Becky was cutting back the wisteria, etc. Still left me her mess to clean up, but you know, nothing new there. Yeah, so I'm going to carry on with this wall. I think I'm going to start in this corner next to the door and come back this way to meet where I've already done. I don't think I'll get that far today because it's tough going, but it'd be nice actually to get this wall cleared over the next few days, just have an hour here and there, and you know, it'll kind of start to transform this courtyard, and you know, it'll improve things somewhat. So we'll carry on and see where we get to. Found a little horseshoe. Well, clearly not a horse, or well, yeah, small horse. Little shoe just tucked into that recess in the wall. Clearly been there a long time, but interesting little piece. Just what I was doing this morning is have a couple of hours. This pile behind me, to my left, is a big pile of soil. that I took out from when I put the post in for the fence, and just chucked it over the fence and left it there, and it's kind of become a big weedy mound. So I want to get it all weeded, and then I think I'll just spread the soil out just on this land here, and it's kind of taking away a bit of the view we've got as well when we sat down. So I'm going to pull up a few weeds and hopefully get that mound spread out and see where we go from there. I've got half an hour, 3/4 of an hour this morning. Been doing a few bits in the garden, tidying up and clearing and weeding and doing what I do. I thought I'll just have another half an hour on this beast, which is really, it's a tough wall to do, this one, because it's, as I said before, it's the harder grey cement, so it's much harder to get off. But it really needs to come off because the wall's damp, it's really wet through. We need to get it off, let it dry out, and then hopefully, in a few months' time we'll get it all rebuilt and pointed up. So I'm just going to try and get this section and this corner out this morning. I think that'll be a nice one to, nice little bit to do, hopefully. Yeah, and then we'll head off, have some lunch, and we're due some rain this afternoon. I think it's supposed to be pretty nasty. So I think we'll probably be in the house doing something in there, keeping dry, so see how we get on. come back inside this afternoon. Wet and miserable weather outside. As hopefully you've seen, if Becky's done the job right with the editing. Yeah, can't do anything outside, so come back in here and do a long overdue job, which is carry on with the render on this back wall. Obviously we've done a little bit here, I did a bit, Becky did a bit, and she's done some more in that far corner. But we need to get this back wall cleared, as I've said previously, many times probably. We need to get this off and let this back wall dry out and breathe a bit. It's you know, I think it's already starting to. This has been off a good while now, and we're still in the midst of winter. It's early Feb, a lot of rain, a lot of cold. So I think if we get this off, you know, and basically leave it over this year, see what it looks like towards the back end of the year, go from there really. So we'll crack on. I don't know, what is it, 2 o'clock just gone. Realistically, hopefully get this pet section done here, and then maybe start on this corner. As you can see where the grey bit is, that's obviously where it's really damp. Further you go this way, it starts to get more white, so it's obviously drier. But we'll get on with this first and see where we go. Do I get my barrow? I've only got it to go from there to there. Thinking about these boards. Damage them too much. Well, the ones nearest the wall are pretty damp and rotten anyway, so I don't think we need it. We get me barrow. Wanted to have a minute just to show you the difference. Something else I've noticed. Obviously you've got here lighter coloured stone, or it's not lighter coloured, it's lighter coloured on camera, darker here. It is because obviously this is This level is roughly below ground. The wall's damp, you know, the sort of clay, mud, mortar's damp. We know that from before, from when I took a section down just to see what was what. What I've noticed since I've taken it all off, it's become more apparent, is that from here upwards, they've used almost like more uniform size stones, sort of anything from 20 to 30 centimetres long, 15-20 centimetres, you know, sort of tall. Whereas lower down there's some bigger stone, some really big pieces, and some pieces similar size to this, but there's a lot of small pieces, a lot of areas, a lot of small compact, you know, little pieces compacted into a small area. But I don't really know what the significance of it is, or why it should be. Obviously higher up above ground they will have been able to build from both sides, but I don't see why that would make a difference to the size of the bricks they've used. So yeah, just a bit of a puzzler. Something else to think about amongst many things. I've not been in here working for a few weeks, and when I come in I seem to spend half my time looking at things, trying to figure out how I'm going to do it. Yeah, so but anyway, I suppose that goes, you know, it's the nature of the beast. It's part of the course, goes with the territory. Any other analogies, you know, leave them in the comments. So yeah, we're going to carry on doing this wall to my right now, starting this corner, work that way towards the trapdoor. Trapdoor is going to come in really useful, because when we get over that bit, the stone's just going to drop straight through. Save me a little job. So we'll crack on. What we've got here in this corner, on the other side, when I took the render off the other side, you know, years ago, it seems like that, I found a little recess. They've got obviously a big slab over the top, a big one underneath, and I could see when I looked in that there was also, you know, see that there was a big stone going across at this end as well. So I think obviously at some point it has been there deliberately. And I think a lot of these little holes through the walls, we've got quite a lot downstairs, and there are numerous ones in and around the house. I think they're basically for like ventilation, like cross ventilation. I could be wrong. I don't think they've been there for light, and there's no other real reason why they would be there. You know, I think it was years ago, however, you know, how they were cooking and doing whatever they were doing next door, whatever they were doing downstairs with the, you know, the wine making or whatever it was. There's probably been quite a lot of smells, strong smells. So I think a lot of these holes were kind of cross ventilation. So I'm going to open it up. I think they've probably just kind of backfilled it when they've done the rendering. But I know that at both sides we've got good big long stones going across, so taking these out, you know, is not going to cause any problems. There's like one little one I've taken out, and then there's this one, so we'll give it a wiggle. If the wall falls down, then, you know, it's self-explanatory as to what's happened, I suppose. There you go. there's a huge stone going above, across at the other side, and then there's obviously this one here that's sort of, I don't know, 40 odd centimetres long. It's bridging onto this other bigger stone, and then it's coming across the side onto this pile of stone. So yeah, it's perfectly safe, he says. But these are going to make lovely little natural spots for just putting little lights in and what have you. You know, just lovely little features, so it's nice to have. So, I'll maybe see if I can rig the light up at the other side and show you what I mean. Yeah, let's give it a go. I will be pleased when this render's done. Got the vast majority of it done now. Obviously all the internal walls are down, all the downstairs is off, most of the house is off now. Bit to do in the courtyard, few walls to do in here, but not a great deal because the walls where the windows are on, there's not a lot. And a couple of main walls left, so we're getting down to the last couple of ton. Hopefully got skip due soon. Big 10 cubic metre one, so it should get everything in it. I think we've got 8 to 10 tonne, I would say. That's going to be an interesting day, barring all that in the skip, but it'll get it out of the way and I can get down into here. But to clear the floor, level the floor, get a laser level and level it, so then I've got a starting point to put my beams in, so we can get accurate, accurate and level heights. So yeah, I'm trying to get some beams sorted at the moment, but as with everything in Portugal, anything that's not within the norm of what they do construction wise takes some getting, takes some time, so watch this space on that one. Coming back in here and working in here, I'm always scratching my head looking at stuff and thinking how we're going to do this. I'm reading up on a lot of stuff, and the more I read up, the more sympathetically I want to do everything as far as is feasibly possible. So it's just taking the time really. There's a lot of challenges, but we shall face them together. Carry on. Talking about a big pile of soil, if you can see behind this huge dog. What you like? Hey, can't do anything, can I? God, that door's gonna kill me. Oh dear.